What is going on, collective? Welcome back to my channel. It has come to my attention that you may not be able to see my face in those shots. And that's not really of cruel intention to deny you my, shall we say, moneymaker. But yeah, I just don't have the right camera stand. I don't feel like making an amalgamation of some height adjusters to compensate the difference. So before we get into this, let's go ahead and all take a deep breath, right? Relax, get into our space where we're gonna be able to meditate and receive some counsel from spirit. I'm gonna try my best not to rush through this, but I might need a butt pillow because this is very brutal on the knees. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. All right, everyone's settled in. I'm settled in. Spirits ready. Smoke follows beauty. The energy already feels. I don't know how to describe it. It's excited, yeah. The Hierophant laughing at the bottom of the deck to start before you even done anything. I never stack my decks, and my shuffling is subpar at best. I would never make it in a casino, but that's just as a dealer. I might be a decent player myself. We'll see how these cards line up. But so far, I'm feeling the energy is it's like the butterfly moments before a big performance or the jitters. This is like some deep anxiety, but like of the very loving, like giddy variety. So let's see, Spirit, what we got going on? Collective at this time. And thank you so much, Spirit, and to all the archangels, the Galactic Federation of Light, our feds, police officers, other tarot readers, as well as other spirituals. Some white liners out there. Definitely hope if you join my channel, yeah. Four of Swords in the reverse, as well as Six of Pentacles. I'm being guided here. Yeah, it's something to work with, but I'm getting that in this reverse is more or less exactly what I'm saying. Someone looks like they're excitedly and patiently waiting, but the wait period of this is something to be admired. Yeah, the Fool in the reverse. You know, you know, you know, and you know that you know. And now that you know that you know, the waiting period has got to be very exciting, as well as all that comes with the unknown. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in the reverse. You've laid the groundwork, you've done the work, now you're waiting for your seeds to grow. So, yeah, I'm getting that very heavy from the Three of Pentacles in the reverse and Six of Pentacles, especially with their depictions in Lightseer, which I don't normally get the decks called out beforehand, before I start, but this time around we did. So I see why Lightseer was the one to go. I was honestly probably going to go with Rider-Waite. Spirit, is there anything that you'd like to add onto the board that'll help add some clarification for the collective as well as me? You know, make this easy on me there, Spirit. I love a challenge, but right now we're trying to offer some assistance to the collective. So is there anything that you, Spirit, would like to add to the board? You're going to have to kick them out on me, and I'm not the best overhand shoofler in the world, but we'll see what we can get done here. I'll take it. Two. Okay, we got Queen of Pentacles, yeah, and Four of Cups in the reverse. You're you are looking at what is being offered, I'm getting, and you are content. There's some kind of offer, there's something you have in the works that you've already sown the seeds on, that you are sitting uh, as a queen in the deck there. I don't mean to tuck the cards out of view, then and move them, just so you at home are quite alright with that. Yeah, Nine of Swords in the reverse. You are working through your trauma and resting, and something, I'm getting someone is definitely going to be entering into the scene, and you know it. Yeah, this whole stack. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Magician in the reverse. Okay, so it seems like you're so consumed by this that we might even be potentially neglecting some duties or responsibilities. Yeah, the wheel at the bottom in the reverse. So I think Spirit's saying, yes, yes, we're definitely excited about this. Take that on me, Eight of Swords, yeah. But don't trap yourself up in the process of like trying to figure out when this is coming in. You know, Spirit is in control, and I think that might be a little of what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, the sun coming at the bottom, illuminating the truth in a very loving way. Thank you for that, Spirit. Yeah, Seven of Wands, as well as the Lovers in reverse. We'll take them. Yeah, you know, and someone else knows as well. And I think you both are in a position, and I know someone out there definitely thinks that I'm speaking to them, and to quite a few, absolutely not. Thank you for the lessons. I will be loving and, you know, moving on with life. But there is one who shall remain nameless that I share a mutual feeling of this right now. So I'm very familiar with the energy transit here. Yeah, Seven of Wands, and you know that I know that you know that I know. So with that, you know, I see you around. I see you singing. That's okay. Take your time. Definitely take your time. It definitely looks like we're forgetting ourselves and our power in the situation. Definitely getting blinded up by wild racing thoughts, maybe fantasizing a little bit too much here with the Lovers in reverse being so passionate, as well as you know, emotionally expressive or desired. Hopefully you get the shot of that. Move that out of the way there. It's a little better. Hopefully you can see me. And do a test run, so bear with me if you got like just 3/4 of my face or so. Yeah, anything else, Spirit, that I'm missing here on this spread? It kind of looks like what is in the past is in the past. What you lost, you didn't lose entirely in the past or the process of getting through this. You gained knowledge, and I think some of that knowledge has you sitting very content with self, and that is a beautiful, beautiful place to be. But this King of Pentacles in reverse, I don't know, maybe there's some reflection that's taking place, because they're right underneath each other, juxtaposed, as well as the Lovers. You know, maybe someone's in close proximity and one person knows and the other person doesn't, or maybe someone is doing a bit of stalking or potentially cyber stalking, and we're not pointing fingers and throwing labels out there, but if you're observing someone, you know, necessarily without their knowledge, you know, you could get trapped up in mental energy. You know, Eight of Swords in the upright and Nine of Swords in the reverse. You may have gone through a couple what looks like spiritual tunnels of, shall we say, very hard instilled ascension steps, but you made it through. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse here. You may have lost some things along the way there and again, and it looks like you may have, as well as people, places, things. But I think with the Fool in the reverse, you're starting to get an understanding, with a juxtaposed to the 4 of Cups and all across from this Magician, as well as opposite of the 7 of Wands in the upright. You've had some spiritual interventions, some spiritual experiences. You're definitely getting to a place where you and Spirit are comfortable. You're trusting your intuition more. You're getting out and hopefully you're conducting your spiritual hygiene. Just a smoke cleanse here and there. You may just see on this channel, but there's a lot more that goes into it than that. And if you show me some love, like a like or maybe a comment, I might do a little a video or two on how to conduct that. Outside of what normally people, I guess you could say, publish as far as education in that aspect. Can kind of do a little walk through how to, and I know there's stuff out there like that, but if you want to hear from me, like and comment. So let's go ahead, and I think pretty good on that, Spirit. Anything else? I'm gonna give you a chance to give anything else out on this board, otherwise we're going to be moving on to the next deck. 2 of Pentacles flashing at the bottom. I don't think anything's going to pop out. Yeah, but maybe someone wants it to. So we're going to move on to the next deck. Clear the board there. How is everyone's Friday doing? Hopefully lovely. It was certainly a beautiful day. Thank you for it, Spirit. Hopefully everyone made some good use of their time. And if you didn't, hopefully you rested so that you can make good use of it at some point in the near or very soon-ish future. So, 6 of Wands flashing at the bottom. There's still that excited energy. There's something. There's definitely something that is in the air. I can feel it. Spirit's talking about it, and hopefully it's resonating for you at home. So we're going to move over to the Mystical Pocket Oracle. Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. A little walk around while I do remember. This is Leopard Skin Jasper. It helps to work with the root chakra, and believe it or not, if you are in tune with your energy and you're practicing, like Reiki and self-healing, and you're doing your shadow work, this bad boy right here can actually help you with like sexual desires and things like that. You hold it. It's almost got like this cold touch to it, like a frequency of almost I wouldn't say cold shower, but like it's reinvigorating in a way where it feels like you're readdressing who you are at the root. And who you are at the root is a creative being. You will definitely and can get sexually excited. And to rein that in, you understand your power. Yeah, Rainmaker. Well, not as I say that. It's not the rain that I was talking about, but that's a nice homonym. See what else we got. The Medicine Wheel. Yeah, and I think conserving some of that energy is going to help us overall with our health and with our well-being and our personal power and trust in self. The Sweat Lodge. Yeah, there may be some cleansing that needs to take place. I know I've been sweating like crazy. It's been very sunny. I don't dislike it though, and I might as well be a Komodo dragon in the heat. It's just like at home to me, working outside, doing a bunch of different stuff like that, always being athletic. Yeah, the Owl. Someone is watching somebody. Somebody is watching someone heal and cleanse through multiple methods. The Arrow. Right down the middle. Okay, I'm going to take one more. And we'll call it the Ancient Ones. Okay, I do have one other message from this deck right here, but we're going to go ahead and dig in a little bit here. We'll start with the Ancient Ones, and thank you. Oof, ancestors. Shoo! Man, oh man, okay. I'm going to hang in there, Collector. Don't you worry about it. The essence. The Ancient Ones are the shaman of old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The Ancient Ones once walked the earth like us, in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. Don't mind me shifting here. If you need to pause the video or take a break or anything like that, don't forget to stay hydrated out there, Collective. It is, there and again, very brutal in terms of the heat. If you're in a northern state or somehow listening to me from a different country where it's cold, you can have your snow, but it pays to stay hydrated. The invitation. The Ancient Ones are inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for the earth. Go ahead, find out who you are, becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. Normally, we only either read the invitation or the medicine, but we're taking these in the upright as well as just this one we're reading the medicine. And I know that seems a bit arbitrary and random, but hey, I couldn't make it up. The Ancient Ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure that they are of the highest integrity. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. Remember, this is no longer your karma. You can break the chains that once bound you to the family drama and be free of your generational curses. Forgive the ones you need to release. Honor your biological ancestors by lighting a candle to them tonight. So it seems like somebody needs to get in touch with their ancestors. And I know it's been a little bit since I've seen one of my ancestors. Fun fact, usually things like tarot and mediumship and psychic intuition generally go hand in hand if the person is legitimate, because it somewhat comes with the territory of spirituality as well as persecution. And my goodness, are there a million different things that people will say about tarot or crystals or spirituality based on religious preference, and different doctrines having tighter knit filters to the way that their religion is structured and the way that they approach different cultures. And man, have we seen a lot of that from, I hate to say it, from the Christians, but Jesus just was a man who walked and lived and breathed and was definitely a starseed and is definitely watching over us. But it's not like he left. He's still here, you know? I think that's more or less what the reinforcement of this message is with this card, is that they're there. You can call upon them. You just need to put yourself in the place to do so. And sometimes that can be very challenging because the ancestors are at the full intensity of who they were most of the time, because they're energized in ways that we experience rise and falls of certain dynamics, but they're amplified. We're limited versions of them to a degree. But they can help us as well. So let's go ahead and hop into the arrow. The essence. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you're on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. When the arrow zings, this is the invitation, through the air. It is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you're about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. Oh, yeah, this is definitely it. Somebody knows it. Somebody knows it, and there's just a few little tidbits, and they are fully aware and just like waiting on the moment. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. To you specifically, the one person, if you figure out who you are. I don't mean to laugh in any sort of cruel sort of way. I just know that you know that I know, so it's it's mind-blowingly, nervously funny. And you're making me blush, and you're not even in here, so it's interesting. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark. You will have cause to celebrate. And I feel like you know exactly what that means. And I think I do too, but I think out of the two of us, it's definitely good news for both of us. But me delivering you this news is more like me being told the outcome from my ancestors. So I don't feel under any sort of oppression, but it's a call out to just go ahead and lay it right on my tarot table. The owl, the essence. Owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it is dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to embrace the night as your ally. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors, and you may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. The invitation. Look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by Owl. Do not shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. Woo! Man, as well as delivering the truth, shooting it straight too. Man, this is liberatingly deep. And I hope the difference from 3/4 of my body to maybe like 1/4 of the shot is enough for you to stitch together at home to get a full shot of me. But the Sweat Lodge. Hopefully you find my humor appetizing, as well as the soundtracks. And we're satiating some of our desires to find fuel for growth. The Sweat Lodge. The Sweat Lodge, the essence. The Sweat Lodge represents the womb of Mother Earth. Volcanic stones are heated in a fire outside, then brought into the lodge and placed into a shallow hole in the center. Participants sit in complete darkness around the red-hot stones to sweat away old habits and beliefs and heal disease. When you return humbly to the womb of the mother, you are offered second chances. And I know the sun can do that too. If you're, don't exactly have volcanic stones in a shallow hole in the center of a lodge, you might be able to go outside and get some solid exercise and stay hydrated before, partially during, and after if you can. Definitely after. The invitation. This is a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul to reconnect with the ancient earth wisdom. You can also create a sacred and intimate space in the dark by lighting a candle. And be careful about that, because there are some people who like to practice playing with candles and setting intentions that are despicable, and we shall not entertain that. Observe what emerges, and without judging it, invite it to bring you its gifts. You are being offered an opportunity to shed and heal from the aspects of your life you have outgrown. Do not worry that you will be consumed by the process. Okay, so this definitely feels like someone is on the precipice of something that spirit is like is got the choirs and the angels, and they are just singing. They're like, yes, hallelujah, like singing and screaming and dancing, and you're right in the process of a few minor adjustments and changes and going through these transits and shifts, and you know it. But let's stay focused. So the medicine wheel, hopefully this is resonating as well as it is yet again for this reader. My goodness, is spirit accurate? And what's a good way to phrase two birds with one stone? Resourcefully efficient. My goodness. The medicine wheel. The essence. The medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the four cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycle of nature, and the circle pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its directions symbolize the 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. The invitation to manifest clear blue skies in your life. It is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Fun fact, doing things to the cardinal west is like about releasing, ending things, and Karma Kali, like ending things. But again, we don't encourage or entertain that where it's not ordained by God Himself. So, that ain't you, that ain't you. If that's you, you might find yourself on my channel to do some shadow work, because the intensity of which you might have to do so is staggering, and I sympathize with you, but I can't necessarily totally empathize due to the degree of difference in our lives. But I would say, don't just discount Miguel just yet. I think I'm empathically astute enough to be able to help you sort through things that I have in maybe polar opposite ends of things. It might offer you some perspective as to what it feels like to be more or less a victim survivor of a lot of these things that some people won't ever willingly admit that they're perpetrators, but probably don't get the exposure on the subject as far as exploring themselves and why things panned out the way they did. Life is crazy, and we have a lot of